Welcome to the channel, everyone. BLN437, and today we are going to go over Game 3 of the World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Houston Astros. And let's just get straight into that top of the third inning. That is the huge moment of this game. With Corey Seager up to bat with the bases loaded, nobody out. The fact that Lance McCullers was able to get that huge double play, and the fact that A.J. Hinch allowed him, after walking the bases loaded, is just... I don't know how he did that, man. Credit AJ Hinch, man. He has so much trust, so much kind of just belief in his players, and he believes that they can get out of the jams, and he believes that they can get out of their hitting struggles. And when you have that type of confidence in your players, you see the results. Like, he didn't take Springer out of the leadoff spot. He kept saying, nope, Springer's going to stay there, Springer's going to stay there. And he did. And eventually Springer started to hit. And same here, man. He tried to let McCullers get out of that inning. And that's such a huge moment because if Seager gets a base hit in the gap, it's a one-run game. And if Seager hits a home run, they're up. It's a tie game. So it's just so crazy how much faith A.J. Hinch has in his guys. He made a bunch of... Let's face it, he went with a bunch of just, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm just going to let this play out, and if we lose because of this decision, we lose because of this decision. But I have faith that my guys can get in and out of these jams, and I have faith that my guys can go 3 innings and close out this game for me. And man, he did, especially having Brad Peacock come in the 6th inning after McCullers was only able to get 1 out. That was huge. That was huge. But that 3rd inning, I will say, that is huge, especially after your team just scored 4 runs off of Yu Darvish. You're up 4-0. You're looking like, you know what, this is going to be an easy sail, an easy type of game for us. We're not going to struggle here. And then next thing you know, McCullers has the bases loaded with nobody out, and you're thinking, oh man, this game is gonna be right back to a 1-run game or maybe even a tie game. And lo and behold, McCullers had faith in himself, and so did A.J. Hinch, and they went with that matchup, and he won. He won that matchup. Huge double play. That Dodgers did score 1 run out of that play, but when you look at how bad that inning could have been, 1 run was just what they needed in that situation. And the Astros were able to get out of it. Now, in that 2nd inning, they were able to destroy Darvish. It started with a Gurriel home run. Then, after Gurriel hit the home run, you had Gonzalez who singled, McCann singled, which made it 3-0, and then Bregman got the sacrifice fly. Now, before I get into anything else, Yulieski Gurriel is by far the dumbest man on the planet today. How you make those type of gestures about a particular opponent? He made a racist gesture. I don't really want to talk too much about that because I don't want to give him any type of attention for that. But the fact that you do that in a World Series game where all of the spotlight is put on you, on everything that you do. When you hit a home run and you're going into the dugout and you're celebrating, you do something stupid like that, that's now going to cost you a suspension probably, which means you won't be playing in either Game 4 or Game 5 of this series, and you've been one of the hot hitters in this series and in during their playoff run. How stupid can you be? How? So the fact that Gurriel did that, obviously he's going to deserve his suspension or whatever they decide to give him. It looks like they're going to suspend him. You can't have that happen in a huge game like that, and a huge spotlight like that for baseball. They're going to have to punish him for it. It's just a shame that he did it in this type of manner and in this type of game. It's just stupid. It's unexcusable. But he did start off this kind of 4-run outburst. They were able to get 1 more run in the 5th inning. That was due to an error by Watson. And the Astros just looked strong. They looked strong early offensively. They got 12 hits. So you're confident about the Astros lineup, and you know that they can play at Minute Maid Park. They're not afraid to play in their home ballpark and try to get the win. Now, for the Dodgers, the one takeaway that you can take from this, even though it's kind of sucks and it's more an advantage on the Astros now for Game 4 than the Dodgers, is your pen was pretty much perfect. Other than that error that Watson gave up to score the run, your bullpen really didn't give up any runs. They looked strong. They were able to get in and out of jams, even though the Dodgers had a bunch of times in this game to score. They did get in and out of jams. They were able to do what they needed to do. And they kept the game right there for that offense, and that offense just couldn't do anything. And it's going to hurt them tomorrow because you used a lot of your good guys. You used Zingrani, you used Watson, you used Morrow, you used Maeda. So now you need a long start from Alex Wood. Yeah, you didn't use Jensen. Okay. But that means that somebody has to get you to the 8th inning. Because I don't know if you're going to be able to use all those guys again. And that's what's going to hurt the Dodgers here, I think. I told people that the Astros had a chance in this series. I said that the Astros need to win 3 out of the 4 games that their 1 and 2 starter, meaning Keuchel and Verlander, pitch in. They have to win, because you're going to see them 4 times in this series. They have to at least win 3 of the starts that those 2 guys pitch in. And then they have to kind of piece away a victory here. They did piece away that victory. Now the formula stays. If they can win with Keuchel in Game 5 and go to Los Angeles up 3-2 with Verlander on the mound for Game 6, oh man, that's scary. That's really, really scary for the Dodgers, because Verlander's going to come out there, and I don't think Verlander's going to be, he's not going to be as, he wasn't bad in Game 2, but I don't think he's going to make the same mistakes that he made in that Game 2 where he gave up 3 runs. I think he's going to be locked down, because that Verlander is one of those guys that it's hard to knock him around twice. But we'll see. Anything can happen in this series. I kept saying that the Astros have a shot in this series. You guys are starting to see it. Yes, the Dodgers have an elite bullpen, but if your starters can't give you the innings to get you to that bullpen, and if you can get a lead on the Dodgers before that 5th inning and that 6th inning hits, just like with the Yankees, you have a shot to win this game if you're the Houston Astros. And they got 4 runs in the 2nd inning that helped them win this game. And like I said, that's the difference maker. Yeah, there was a lot of moments where the Dodgers had a chance to score. They didn't. And that 3rd inning is probably the biggest one out of all, because right there, a hit by Corey Seager in the gap or a home run brings you right back into the game. At least you'll either be down by 1 or the game is tied. They didn't get that in the 3rd inning, and I just think that deflated them. And Brad Peacock was amazing out of the pen. He came out, he did throw a wild pitch, which helped them score that 3rd run in the game, but overall he was dominant, man. He was strong, and they didn't have to use their bullpen. They didn't have to use a Davinsky, and they didn't have to use a Giles. Now, I know Giles hasn't been the best in this postseason, and I know Davinsky hasn't been great either in this postseason, at least in the championship series and a little bit in the World Series. He's kind of turned it on, but the championship series he wasn't great, and Giles has been on and off. But you got those guys in the pen who are well rested. If you're the Dodgers, you just used up your whole entire pen in Game 2, even though you had the day off yesterday. And on top of that, you used your whole pen here pretty much in this loss because Darvish couldn't give you innings. Now that Rich Hill game looks really, really bad on the Dodgers and on Robertson. You took Rich Hill out of that game early, when I felt personally Rich Hill was kind of in a role. He was starting to get into the game, into the feel of the game, and to take him out so early in that game, yes, he's a 5-inning pitcher or a 6-inning pitcher, which is what people like to say, but he was feeling it, man. He had that curveball going towards the middle innings of the game, and he looked strong. He did. He looked really strong in my eyes. And David Robertson taking him out and going to that bullpen early cost him Game 2, because you used all of your big guns early on just to get you into that 9th inning, hoping that Jensen was going to close it, and he didn't. Now, Jensen is a great closer. He's an elite closer. I've already said this in my videos. I don't think that that's going to happen again if Kenley Jensen gets the lead. Everybody has a hiccup here and there, especially in the postseason. Mariano Rivera wasn't perfect in every postseason game he pitched in. 2001 is a perfect example. 2004 is another perfect example. So I'm not going to sit here and now say that Jensen isn't an elite closer or he's not dominant, but he'll find a way to get that save for them if they get him in that situation again. But they got to hope that Alex Wood gives them 7 innings tomorrow. They got to hope that on top of getting 7 innings from Alex Wood tomorrow, that they can use Morrow and they can get to Jensen, or if not, use Jensen and get a lead for Kenley Jensen and have him in a clean inning, because he wasn't pitching in a clean inning in Game 2. He had a man on base, which is what, to me, I think kind of caused him to lose his composure there a little bit. And yeah, you might not get multiple hits off of Jensen in the same inning, but you can within 2 innings. And that's what happened. So this series is just taking an interesting turn with the Astros going up 2-1. Obviously, if you lose this game tomorrow, you're going to have to deal with you're going to have to deal with Keuchel Verlander regardless. But you're going to have to beat those two guys in a row. Two elite pitchers, two great pitchers in a row. Now, Keuchel hasn't been great since game, I think, 5 of it, was it? In the ALCS, he's kind of struggled in his past 2 starts, game 5 and in game 1. But you can't assume that Keuchel's just going to have another bad game. And even if Keuchel doesn't perform well, you still have Verlander in game 6, and I don't think, like I said, that Verlander is going to struggle the way that he did in game 2. At least in the later stages. I think Verlander is going to know what he has to do and do it. So, I mean, Dodgers, it's a must-win tomorrow. It's a must-win. They have to tie this series tomorrow, and at least if they're down 3-2 going into LA, I still believe that they have a chance to win this World Series in LA. I have the Dodgers winning in 7. As for Houston, you got to keep doing what you're doing. Get long starts from either Keuchel or Verlander when they start to pitch in game 5 and 6. And get a lead before the 5th inning so that way the Dodgers can't use that bullpen. And if they are using that bullpen, they're using that bullpen to keep you guys from scoring any more runs because you guys already have the lead. And that's it. That's as simple as that. Like I said, we can go over the box score here too before I go. If you look at the box score for the Dodgers, some of the key guys that I mentioned didn't perform today. Chris Taylor went 0 for 3. He did walk, but he was 0 for 3. Seager was 1 for 3. He hit into that huge double play. Justin Turner was 1 for 4. Cody Bellinger has been cold this whole series. He struck out 4 times today, 0 for 4. Puig, 1 for 4. They held this Dodgers lineup at bay. I mean, when you have Justin Turner, who's arguably been the best postseason hitter over the past 2 to 3 years, go 1 for 4, and then you have Taylor, who was hot this whole series, or at least going into this series, go 0 for 3. That's huge. And the fact that Bellinger kind of is still a little, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's off. I don't know if he's just, the pressure's getting to him. He is a home run hitter. His swing is catered to hitting home runs. He is a guy that likes to launch the ball. And you're starting to see these guys pitch him up because they know that they can pitch him up and he's not going to be able to catch it. And that's hurting them. He has to try to find a different approach. As for the Astros, Springer went 1 for 5, but I still like the way he's been hitting. Bregman went 0 for 3. Altuve went 1 for 5. Correa went 1 for 5. But Gurriel did get 2 hits. He went 5 for 2. Or 2 for 5, I mean. Jesus, 5 for 2. He went 2 for 5. As Springer went 1 for 5. Altuve went 1 for 5. And then Gurriel went 2 for 5. And Reddick went 2 for 4. Reddick has been hitting. Gaddis got a hit here too. He got 3 walks. Gonzalez and McCann. So pretty much the whole entire lineup got a hit or a walk, which is great. And I can't wait for Game 4 tomorrow night. So if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment as well. Let me know what you guys think about Game 3. And do the Dodgers now have to win Game 4? And do you guys still believe that the Dodgers can win this series? And share this video with all of your friends. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later on, guys.